Grace stood by the window watching the sun set over their old home. 7 years, 7 long years since Adam had left. The house, once filled with the laughter and dreams of two people in love, now stood silent and hollow. His clothes still hung in the closet, and his books sat untouched on the shelf, a painful reminder of the life they once planned. Their wedding day had been perfect, an intimate ceremony surrounded by friends and family. Adam had whispered his vows with so much emotion that Grace felt it in every fiber of her being. "I'll be back before you know it," he had promised, kissing her softly. "And when I do, we'll start the life we've dreamed about." But the war stole him away. The first few months after Adam left were filled with letters and phone calls. They exchanged sweet words, promises, and even laughter through the long distance. Each letter from Adam was like a lifeline, keeping her connected to the love they had. But as time went on, those letters began to grow shorter, and his calls came less and less. Grace told herself it was just the pressures of his duty, the danger he was in. But each missed call felt like a stone in her chest. Then one day there were no letters, no phone calls. Days turned to weeks and the silence became unbearable. She waited by the phone every night, her heart pounding in her chest, hoping for his voice. It was a cruel kind of hope that consumed her, making her question everything she thought she knew about their love. When the letter from the military came, Grace thought her heart would stop beating. She had prayed, begged for news, but the letter she held in her trembling hands wasn't what she had hoped for. Adam was missing in action. Her world fractured in that instant. The hope that had kept her going seemed to crumble beneath her feet. She couldn't breathe. The room spun around her. Missing. He was missing. Not dead, but not found. A fate worse than death, she thought. An eternity of not knowing. She had to believe that he was out there, somewhere. She had to believe. Days turned into months, months into years, and Grace held on to that belief. She stayed in their house, kept their memories alive. She sent letters to the military, hoping for any scrap of news, but all she received was silence. Everyone told her to move on, that she had to let go. But how could she? Adam had been her heart, her soul. How could she just erase that? She didn't. Grace's world shrank to the size of their old home. She waited. Every day, every hour. She waited. She put on a brave face for the world, but inside she was falling apart. Her love for Adam never faded, never weakened. The pain of missing him was a constant ache in her chest, but she held on to the promise he'd made her. "I'll come back to you, I swear,"